Good morning, CCSP. Today is Thursday, May 13th, 2021. It is a period 1 to 5 day. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Well, CCSP, I hope that you have been having a great week so far. Did you know that today is actually National Crouton Day, but it's also National Apple Pie Day and National Fruit Cocktail Day? I think I put on some weight just talking about the national days today. Well, it's also the month of May, as you know, and the month of May is also National Asian American and Pacific Islander Month. So I was thinking maybe I would ask you to tune in with me as we find out and listen to some of the great contributions that our Asian American and Pacific Islander Americans have contributed to the past of America and also the future. So let's take a look.
Hello everyone, I'm Major General Garrett Yee, Assistant to the Director of the Defense Information Systems Agency. As many of you know, May is Asian American Pacific Islanders, or AAPI Month. It's a time we put aside to focus on what people from backgrounds similar to mine contribute to the overall American culture. They are U.S. citizens who trace their lineage back to places like Japan, China, Taiwan, Korea, Indonesia, Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, the Philippines, Samoa, Fiji, Guam, and the Northern Marianas. Oftentimes, people outside the AAPI community think that this is a month for Asians to celebrate our cultures. Not exactly. What we are celebrating is what Asians and Pacific Islanders have added to the overall American culture. Imagine an America without Asian restaurants, martial arts, the musical genius of Yo-Yo Ma, fashion designer Vera Wang, Olympic figure skater Christy Yamaguchi, Medal of Honor recipient and Senator Daniel Inouye, Yahoo founder Jerry Yang, or any of the 23 million Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders that contribute to America's workforce and fight in our wars. And while we are proud of where we come from, we are, after all, Americans first. A nation of people from all around the world coming together to form something unique, something greater than just the sum of our parts, a diverse group of people united by a common cause. That has never been more true than it was in the days, weeks, and months following the terrorist attack of 9/11. Those of us who lived through the time remember streets lined with American flags flown in front of homes from coast to coast. Strangers on the street began thanking military members for their service, and people being just a little nicer to one another. But we've been through a lot since then. 20 years of war, 3 presidents, 1 global pandemic. It feels like we've lost some of that collective kindness. Since the beginning of the coronavirus pandemic, extremists around the world have begun using the disease as justification for racially motivated violence. According to a recent study conducted at California State University, San Bernardino, anti-Asian hate crimes in the United States have increased nearly 150% in the year since the pandemic began. Much of the violence in the news is directed towards Chinese Americans due to the possible linkage of COVID-19's origination. Even more disturbing is the fact that the majority of the violence is directed towards the elderly, many of whom are not even Chinese descent, let alone ever visited that country. But this is not who we are as a nation. America is a nation of immigrants. America was founded on the principles of freedom and equality. As military members and federal employees, we take an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. What makes our oath unique is that it is not to a person, like other countries around the world, but to an idea. That idea is that all people are created equal. We pledge our loyalty to the Constitution of the United States, a document created to establish justice and ensure domestic tranquility. America's strength comes from our ability to learn from one another, to gather the best parts of every culture and add them to our collective culture. Our citizens are not Asian Americans or European Americans or African Americans. We are Americans, a blend of many cultures, and we are better for that. Since World War II, many members of my family served in the United States military. My uncle Jimmy Eno was awarded a Purple Heart when he was wounded in Europe fighting with the famed 442nd Regimental Combat Team, an all-Japanese American Army unit. My Aunt Sue Kumagai was one of the first Asian American females to reach the rank of colonel when she served in the Army during the Vietnam War. In total, more than a dozen members of my immediate family donned the uniform of the United States military, each of them paving a way for the generation of soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines that followed. My story is only one of thousands that can only be told by members of our workforce. Throughout the month of May, DISA will be showcasing stories that highlight the Asian American and Pacific Islanders throughout the agency. Individuals who bring unique perspectives to our team through their history, culture, and contributions to the overall culture of this great nation. I hope that you will take a few minutes out of your busy day to check them out. Have a great day, and thank you for all that you do for our nation.
Wow. Some really great information there about our Asian American and Pacific Islander Americans. One of the things that I really appreciate about the American nation is that we do take little bits and pieces of everyone's culture and add it to the American culture, and that's what makes us unique. So it's important that we learn to respect and accept all cultures and really appreciate the various contributions to our American culture. Well, CCSP, oh, I forgot one thing. I know that we don't normally do announcements on Wednesday. However, in case you didn't know, yesterday was actually National School Nurses Day. So I'd like to give a CCSP shout out to Nurse Asha, and thank you, Nurse Asha, for always keeping us safe and healthy. Well, CCSP, have a terrific Thursday. And remember, be kind always.